Good evening, fellow punters. Mickey D back with you here on Friday evening with a run through of the Leopardstown card for tomorrow. The bus was parked up today, not brought out at all, as a mark of respect to all our UK passengers when there was no race and there was no point bringing out the bus. So we had to get out the Morris Minor and just bring a handful to the races. The only one meeting on tomorrow is Leopardstown, and I see Doncaster is refixed for Sunday, 9 races. I had a busy day. I spent 3.5 hours this morning going through Leopardstown, and then I done the school run. And when I came back, I went out on a ladder with a hedge clippers and a handsaw, and I had a fella holding it, and I spent about 3.5 hours doing too much. There'll be no need for a lullaby tonight anyway, I'll tell you, or there won't be any going out the door. I'm as stiff as a poker after up and down the ladder, cutting palm trees. I had to do it, and I have only half it done. I have to do the other side. As I look out the window, I have one side done, I have to do the other side. But I didn't see any racing. I looked at the results there. I see that the horse Western Doyle was a non-runner. I didn't know that, and the other one wasn't in the first three. I didn't bother to have a look at it yet, but I will later. I went through the card for tomorrow. It's a good card tomorrow. I was going to go, but I might wait. I might go to the Curragh Sunday. The 205 is I'm skipping the first one. The 205 is a 7 furlong race with 21 declared. It's a good pot, 150,000, 90k for the winner and 30 for second. There's 3 English runners in it. 2 favourites in the last 10 years, and 6 of the last 11 winners have been 3-year-olds. Mason won it last year for Gerlines, and that's running I see out in America now in Group 1 races. In the last 10 years, Stall 9 twice has won it, and all the other winners have been higher. So Stalls 1 to 8 haven't won at all in the last 10 years. 4 3-year-olds running this year. Mark Johnson is sending over 1. That's drawn in 1. So that's I threw that out. And Pearl Door is in 8, and it's a 25 to 1 shot. I threw that out. So that left us with 2. Marcus Paname for Gerlines is 3 for 4 this year. It hasn't ran since April. So and it's favourite. So that leaves me with Andreas Vesalius. It's a 3-year-old. It's drawn 12. And Jake Cohen takes £5 off. The trainer is only going Midlands lately. Out of the last 60 runners, he has 5 winners and 23 places. So the strike rate isn't that, percentage strike rate isn't that good. This is out of Caravaggio. Followers of the channel will know that the last time it ran, it was a very, very unlucky 4th in Gordon Park. It's a grey horse. It couldn't get out. Lord Dudley was in front of it that day, and it came across in front of it and squeezed him. And then when he made the run again, he got squeezed out again. He got short of room. He was the moral winner of the race, but here's the good part. He ran that race off 101, and he's been dropped £3 to 98. If he had won that race, which he should have, he'd probably be going up £6, and he wouldn't get into this. So it's a bigger pot than the race he lost out on. It's a 10 to 1 shot. They're paying 5 places, and he'll be only carrying 9 stone. So a pint each way at 10 to 1. The 240 is a Group 2. It's 2-year-olds. It's a mile. There's 5 declared. 5 favourites in the last 10 years. 8 of the last 12 has been won by Aidan O'Brien, but he hasn't won it the last 2 years. So before that, he was 8 out of 10. Mogul won it in 2019 for him. And 5 of the 8 winners that he had were odds-on shots. 3 were second string. Ryan Moore is picking August Roden. It's out of a deep impact. They like top of the ground more so than real heavy, because it's a Japanese stallion. It's a Galileo mare, all right. It won a 7 furlong maiden in Navan. It's unyielding to soft. The second hasn't run since, but the third has, and it has been third and 6th. And the 4th was Keep in Touch, and that won a maiden in Galway last week. But I'm going against it with Tower of London, his second string. It's out of Galileo as well. It's a 2-to-1 shot. It ran first time out in Leopardstown, and it showed a nice turn of foot, and that was over a mile as well. And it ran violently to its right coming up the stretch. And you see a lot of the really good horses, they're a bit temperamental and a bit hot-headed. And they reserve a lot of the good runs for the track. It's a brother to Capri that won the Derby several years ago, the grey horse as well. This yoke has plenty of ability, so if it has smartened up a small bit, I'd expect that to give it a good shot. So I'm going with that at 2-to-1. The other one I think is 5-to-4. The 310 is a Group 3. It's a mile 4. 6 favourites in the last 10 years. Camaro at 18-to-1 won it last year. 4 out of the last 5 winners were 3-year-olds. Last year, Camaro was a 4-year-old. But Pint King is 3-for-4 this year. I was 3-for-4 lifetime, 3-for-3 this year. It's out of Zoffany. Last time it won the Vinnie Rowe Stakes, impressively, I thought. It's a big, strong horse, a good, big, strong head on it, and I liked his style of running. It's 7-to-2, 100-to-30 in that region. That's my selection. Beamish and Earl of Tyrone, they're fairly consistent. Beamish won for us in Roscommon, and Earl of Tyrone won from us as well. He ran in England in the Cambridgeshire or the Cesarovich, which of them? But with the stats and the trends for the 3-year-olds, and I'm on Pint King. The 420, a Group 2 mile. There's 8 declared. No favourite in 8 runnings of this, and 5 of the 8 runnings actually have been by a UK trainer. 4 3-year-olds and 4 non-3-year-olds, so that's split fairly even on the 8 runnings. Boundless Ocean won for us the last time. He won a Group 3. And he's 3-for-10 lifetime, and actually his 3 wins have been all at Leopardstown. But he is better at 9 or above, because I did say the last time when I tipped him up that he would have to be out in front, and he outstayed them. But this is a trickier affair. He'll probably be front running, and I think he might set it up for Jadoomi from Simon Christopher, who's run really well, and Christoph Sumian is riding him. It's a 4-year-old out of Holy Roman Emperor, and it's a Saki mare, so it likes cut. That's why they waited for this time of the year. It's 2-for-6. One of those runs was in a Group 1 in France as a 2-year-old, so third in the criterium to the one that Van Gogh won. Only one run last year. It was in October, and it was an enlisted race. One run this year, it won the Celebration Mile, and it showed a nice turn of foot to beat stablemate Finest Sound. The more rain, the better for this horse. And that's my selection, a Pint win on that. The 5:30 is a mile 4 and 180 yards. So that's nearly a mile 5. The 26 declared. No favourite in the last 12 runnings. And the shortest priced SP was, there was 2 5-to-1s, and there was a 6-to-1 and a 7-to-1. They all above, higher than that. 3 3-year-olds has won it in the last 12 years. And Willie Mullins has won it 3 of the last 10. And he relies on Baby Zeus here. Another nice interesting stat is in the last 12 runnings, 9 of the 12 winners have been drawn 13 or higher. So that's fairly one-sided. Baby Zeus is drawn 15. I tipped it up in Galway, and it was ran in a 1.5 mile handicap, and it was round on the rail the whole time, and it didn't get a break at the bottom of the hill when it needed it. It ran on to be third. That was the one that Shonakella had, the bird had flown around the turn. It had gone 8 lengths up, and it finished third that day. It has won on heavy ground as well on its first run when it joined Mullins after leaving Ger Lyons. He won that one off 85, and he runs off 91. So it should be well handicapped. Tom Marquand is an interesting jockey booking. Cohesion is in this that done us a good turn the last time in Gordon, wasn't it? And it carries a penalty. And if he didn't win that, he wouldn't have got into this race, because he just gets in by £4 and he's carrying his £6 or £7 penalty. He liked the distance and he liked the ground. Billy Lee is riding. He takes over from Sam Ewing. They're paying 6 places on this. So the first selection would be Baby Zeus and a backup would be Kojin. There's also 2 Group 1s on the card. The Champion Stakes is at 345. The 7 declared. Vadeni is the French Aga horse, is even money. We won on it the last time in the Coral Eclipse, and we'll have to stay loyal. Mishrif is the usual solid rival in all these Group 1s. Luxembourg ran the last time, but after a break, didn't look to be showing the potential that it showed at 2. So Vadeni is the choice. And in the 455, the Matron, the Group 1, there's 11 declared. Homeless Songs for DK Weld look way above average when winning the 1,000 guineas. Skated home that day, beat the very reliable Tuesday, who had been second in the English 1,000 guineas and who won the Oaks after. They've waited for an autumn campaign for ease on the ground. So that's a 5-4 shot. Look, it's not very original tipping up favourites. I normally don't do, but in Group 1s I don't mind. So we could do a pint double on the 2 of them in that. And hopefully we have a few winners there. I didn't do the first one. I slipped up early this morning, and I might decide to have a go at it in a while, and if I do have a selection, I'll put it up in the description later. Sunday is going to be a busy day now with the Coran, and Doncaster, the Ledger is, and there's 9 races, so I might get an hour in at that now if I'm not, or I might go out. I don't know what I'll do. I might go to the Coran Sunday. I'll see you. Over and out. Bash the bookies.